Heat, Miami Heat, Miami Heat.
It feels like Miami.
Oh man, to start the show, we got a comment from the chat. Lakers are Tor Miami says Lakers are going to give Drew Smith so much money. Heat win. Oh man, it feels good to say it. This isn't hangover time. This is the Miami Heat Beat post-game show brought to you by Robinhood. I remembered this time. Yes, brought to you by Robinhood. I am your host, Alf954, aka Alphonse Sydney. Listen, Tiff, I'm rusty. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right.
Like, did I not say Robinhood?
No, I'm just for the sponsor.
Oh, I'm like, damn. Did I say Robin Givens?
No shit.
Said Batman and Robin.
It's late. It's Saturday. I've been drinking. Y'all know me. You never know. Alf House finally all right, chill out, man. Chill out. Man, listen. I thought it was this great idea to do the show in this garage. Tiff, it's freezing out this motherfucker right now.
Listen, I'm upstairs, and I don't know what y'all know, but it's a whole part of the house I refuse to pay for heat if don't nobody live in it.
Burn. I'm over here. I'm telling you, I'm like, I forgot I live in Georgia. It's 25 degrees out, but whatever. Bam brought the heat tonight. The Heat brought the heat tonight. Spo brought the heat with some lineups that finally made sense. He sold at the first half of that fourth quarter. We're going to talk about it, Franky. Oh, my God. I don't know what he was doing. Listen.
Oh, yeah.
If you call a timeout, that's when you take the trash players out the game. Okay?
This will be a line shift.
You don't leave you don't come back. I should not have to come back from commercial and see Terry Rozier still on my screen. I had to sit through ads and still had to see Terry Rozier on my screen. But anyway, welcome. With me today is what does he call you? The truth teller, the truth sayer, the social worker.
I mean, all of it.
Truth hurts.
Also,
all of it.
Also, we say, what is it, the 2K coach or some shit? Franky, what's going on, Franky?
What's going on? Terry Rozier, 0 points.
It was 0 for 3. Too many minutes.
We got to be honest. We got to have an honest
The win was honestly that he only played 7 minutes in the fourth.
Oh my God. Anyway, listen. So you know what? I do want to start there, right? Because I have been reality check master. That's what it is. Thanks, Just Jared. I've been super hard on Spo, Tiff, and I think justifiably so. I think because what we've seen over the last couple weeks, when this team just looks a lot better when Terry's not in the starting lineup, he's getting limited minutes. Josh Richardson doesn't play at all, right? But he's still been reluctant to completely remove either of those guys from the starting line, not Josh Richardson, but he's been really reluctant to remove Terry Rozier from the rotation. I get it. The guy's making $25 million. You traded a first-round pick for him. Listen, you invested a lot in the dude, so you have to try to make something of it. But I felt like tonight was one of Spo's best games. Tiff, in the first quarter, Terry Rozier came in for Duncan Robinson. In the third quarter, Drew Smith came in for Duncan Robinson. Like, that is a big shift to me, an in-game adjustment. He saw the young man was cooking. What did you see from Spo tonight?
I think, we talked about this last year too, Alf, and the year before that the first 25 games we just throwing shit in the air, and we just trying to see what's what, and it looks like Spo is now rounding into what the rotations will be, which is interesting because while I've never been this big Drew fan, I appreciate what he does on the defensive end. Like, that is, you can't deny that. But where it gets sticky and where it gets kind of interesting is that this does start to phase Terry out. And you said, 25 million?
Yeah.
Which is interesting because that's a huge chunk of change for somebody that's making $1.09 to come in from Walmart Supercenter and take up all your minutes.
Drew's a seasonal worker. He's still on the 2-way.
Drew out here in the gift wrap section. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even give him a shirt. He just got a vest.
Exactly. He's going like anytime they need overflow. He's going to the grocery aisle. He's going
whatever
they need.
He restocking.
Tag just say D. It don't even say Drew. It just say D at this point.
He out here getting carts.
Oh my god.
But no, like Franky.
But seriously,
go ahead.
No, but I was gonna say, but seriously, I feel like the shift is even if Drew gets you 3 points, whatever, the defense is so good that you can't keep him off the court. And with everyone that's around him, you make up for his lack of offense.
Yeah. Tiff, but we've been talking about this over and over again. Playing your best 5 offensive guys is not a recipe for success.
Right.
If all of them need the ball,
yep,
half of them don't play defense, half of them can't fucking finish layups, Franky. But I mean, like even despite like his limited offense, Drew's been making threes. Drew's been finishing around the rim. Drew's been making good passes. Yep. Like Franky, when you look at it right now, and we're talking about just the guys off the bench, when you're talking about Pella, when you're talking about Drew Smith, when you're talking about Jaime, who we'll get to in a second, and you're talking about Terry, and then Alex Burks and Josh Richardson, where does Terry even fall in that rotation, in your opinion?
He's and to his credit, besides tonight, he has been playing a lot better off the bench, shooting wise, just shooting the ball better. But he's playing off the ball. You said this one show, like you gave him up a first round pick for a point guard who you don't want handling the ball,
right?
And
no dribble. Terry could be 6th man of the year.
Exactly, just catch and shoot and making plays, making quick decisions. But I don't know, man. He's just still like so far up his own head. Like he still doesn't look comfortable at times. Like even this catch and shoot role where he's thriving, he still looks uncomfortable doing, like reluctant. Like he's like, I could do that, or I could tween hezzy, tough fadeaway pull up. And the team needs him to do that, and that's why, like they put him in this role, and the team finds success not having him play this. I hate the Spos giving him full 12 fourth quarter minutes. I'm glad he didn't do it today. But you know, like today, he's the only player that didn't score at all. Couldn't really contribute. Only took 3 shots, 2 assists. Like didn't really find his role and like impact. And credit to, like you said, credit to Drew for knowing his role. Like everybody else on the floor with him wants to score, and he's gonna defend. He's gonna use his fucking fouls. He's the only guy who consistently will pick up 4 or 5 fouls in whatever amount of minutes. You give him 18 minutes, he's gonna get you 4 fouls.
I mean, Duncan will too, but not on purpose. Not on purpose. You know, and honestly, so someone in the chat said that I need to make my apologies to Drew Smith. I don't know if I had to apologize. That brother wasn't playing like this last year. Like he just wasn't. Like you saw the glimpses on defense, but you also see him get cooked a little bit. You saw him look really small. The hair was super goofy. Like he cleaned all that shit up. Like the hair ain't goofy no more. Like the defense is solid. I mean, he's using that speed and athleticism. Like some of those steals tonight, Tim.
Right.
Like just, I mean, super quick. Didn't even see this man coming. Like.
Yep.
But if we're going to go through apologies, and I'm not going to apologize to Bam because he's deserved every fucking thing I said about him this year.
Yeah.
But Bam tonight, I mean, like, listen, the whole team in the second half started to make layups. Bam with Franky, 2 putbacks. 2 putbacks on offensive rebounds. I almost lost my mind. I think that doubled their fucking total for the season. Okay, like one was a putback dunk. Bam got a lob. Like all kinds of things that we've been begging for to happen.
You want a lob?
Look at this lob. Like he's there. Damn, I haven't done that in a while. Look at this. Best putback jam. Like these are like, so when Bam scores 13 in the game and everybody's pissed at him, those are the 8 points that are missing to make him a 20 and 10 player, right?
Sure.
And then everything else started happening. The midi was happening, the free throw line midi, a little bit, them floaters right from the dotted line were happening. He hit a 3. Like this is the kind of Bam game we want to see. And I don't want to just blame guards all the time, Tiff. Bam went and got some of his own this time.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing. There's just I keep saying it. Yeah, he's slumping this year. Hopefully this is like the turnaround. But like I don't care what anybody says. The offense early in the year took him off of where he normally is.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, like I said, I don't mind Bam shooting a 3. I don't want that as your 2 eggs in the cake. Like that, I don't want that. Like, if you gotta take it, yes, take it. If the shot clock is running down and you got the ball, you gotta shoot it. If you're open in the corner, you have to shoot it. But I can't. They had that man hunting threes, looking for threes, and not only that was happening, then you had guards over here dribble, and he's just standing. So I feel like so much of that took him out of the rhythm of who he should be on offense. And now that they seem to be settling down, everybody's starting to claim their roles. I think that maybe moving forward, we should see 18 and 12, 20 and 15. Like that's what we should see from him.
And listen, Frankie, and if we don't even see the 20, I don't even care. My thing is what I want to see is efficiency, right? Like I don't want to see like these 2 for 11s and 3 for 15s. Yeah. That shit needs to stop. You cannot have your big man being a sub 40% shooter. Like it just can't happen. Like those need to be easy buckets or kickouts. Like it cannot be. He cannot be that inefficient. So even if he's scoring 12 points in the game, I want to see 8, 9, 10, 11 rebounds, and I want to see really, really good defense. So we saw the whole package tonight. But my thing is like I never even cared about Bam as a scorer. I just want efficient Bam, and I want Bam playing good defense and rebounding the ball.
Yeah, and the first half he was struggling with his shot a little bit. I thought his shot selection was mostly good. He was 3 for 8 to start, but it was 3 threes, wide open miss. The misses were ugly.
Yeah,
Tiff said he knocked her TV off. He hit the side of the backboard. He airballed another one. But the shot selection was good for the most part. I thought that one of the twos he kind of forced it, but you got it. Sometimes you got to live with those. But in the second half, came up with a face-up game. Was getting to his spots. The team as a whole took 2 free throws in the first half. Bam took 8 alone in the third quarter, and that really got some rhythm going. My favorite thing about his usage this season has been the passing game. Just utilizing that. I think that's his biggest strength offensively, just his passing. You see the flow, a little back screen for Jimmy.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful pass. They're getting easy buckets, and that's and Bam. Most importantly, for Bam playing up top, it's not just the 3-point. Look where Bam's man is. There's no help. Just Devin Booker is on the other side of the paint there, and it's a wide open dunk for Jimmy. Like that stuff makes Bam easy for everybody else. Like that's where I'm with you. I've never cared about Bam scoring. He makes his money defensively, rebounding, assists, and the scoring is all just a bonus. But he can't be missing the easy one.
Right. It can't be inefficient. That's the thing. His offensive game needs to be in the high. I mean, we need to see 60s. You know what I mean? These 30. Like, is he still in the 30s on the year? Like,
no, 40s? he was in the low 40s coming into the game, but I'll pull it up right now.
But let me so the other thing is, and you talk about the passing, I see a lot of the Duncan Bam 2-man game coming back. Like that is beautiful to see. Duncan actually kept them afloat the entire first half. And then you saw Jimmy at the end of that fourth quarter, like he came alive, like just the and one, just screaming at the crowd. Like it felt like seeing Jimmy again. And honestly, Tiff, quiet as kept, Jimmy's been pretty good this year. In my opinion.
I'm just saying.
Look at him. Blue hair Jimmy.
I love blue hair. Gaga Jimmy's a layup.
Right. But you know what? But this is I think this is probably where a lot of us are kind of like, what happened? Because we were supposed to have something elevated so this could be the Jimmy that you get. That could give you just enough, and then the fourth quarter he could turn it on.
This is the blueprint, right? Like like Tyler having a good, like efficient game. Like he didn't have they just were denying him the three
Yeah, he
tonight.
wasn't. They wasn't
And
letting him get off.
but he made good decisions. That's all. That's what I
Yep.
want to see from Tyler. Except
Yep.
that one really dumb three at the end of the first half. But he made good decisions. Like they went to other guys. They went to Duncan. Everybody got theirs where they're supposed to get them,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And to me, the spots in the game that were really rough were. Well, let's talk about it. Jaime has been rough. Like honestly, if Pella was healthy tonight,
He would have gotten those minutes.
honestly, if Pella was healthy tonight, I don't see why. I don't see why Jaime should have got a single minute. Like I mean, Evie kept shouting at his defense, and I'm like, well, I mean, because he's chasing after people, like stripping people from behind because he got blown by. Like it's not good defense. And then offensively, like he has not I mean, airball threes, just in the paint, smoking layups. Terry smoking layups. Like the to me, out of all the bright spots today, guys playing, right into their roles, doing exactly what they're supposed to do. And like people in the chat are saying that Kevin Durant didn't play tonight. Listen, let me explain something to y'all. Nobody thinks the Heat are world beaters.
Exactly.
Nobody thinks the Heat are championship material. But what you do want to see is beat the Phoenix Suns by 10 at home when Kevin Durant isn't playing, and that's what they did tonight. But what do you see happening with Jaime right now, Tiff? Like, is it he's pressing? Is he just is the book out on him? What's happening there?
I think it's a lot of those things. I think one, the book is out. That's that it is what it is. I think also he came back this season and like he looked last year. There was no addition to what he already had. And if there is, I haven't seen it yet. So I'll say that
5 for 5 start from 3 had people
right.
had him. What's he shooting on 3 for the year? Like that's what I want to know. Because he had that 5 for 5 start, and he had us fooled.
Ugh.
Or not us. He had some people because that shot. I don't care, Franky. I don't care how many he made in a row. That shot looks ugly as sin.
He's shooting 31.3% right now.
Oh, that's not. And the thing about it is that he literally, it looks like only still has that one back to the basket move.
Yep.
The little fake spin.
Yes, that's it. That is it. So I don't know what he worked on, but I thought the threes and the ball handling would be 100% better this season.
Lots of turnovers, lots of running really fast to nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like just in a hurry to just go nowhere. Unlike Terry, who's in a hurry to go, who's not in a hurry to do shit. I mean, just dribble. Listen, but honestly, I don't even want to belabor the point on Terry.
No,
we know what it is.
We already know what it is.
Right.
But I do want to, Franky. Like I'm looking. Okay, I know Pella was out today. Is Khalil still hurt?
He's in the G League.
He's in the G League.
Oh, he's in the G League. Okay, I wasn't.
Now, where was Nico? Is Nico still hurt?
Nico's on the bench.
Why
Okay.
is
He's on the bench, or is he hurt?
No, he's on the bench. Spo said that he hasn't earned minutes. It's up to Nico to earn the minutes. And
what has Jaime done to earn minutes? Like I'm sorry. If you look at Nico and Jaime on the year, who has looked better?
I say Nico, but he said, Spo said of Nico, is he guaranteed of playing in a game? No, he can't control that right now, but he can control making me think about it.
That sounds like some. I don't know.
And I just think Nico is a better connector than Jaime. I think he's better.
No, he is.
He's a bigger. He's not as good at like physically, but he's a bit more of a threat from three, better passer. And I've always thought he has more potential than Jaime.
Way more.
He's still 2 years younger than Jaime too.
What I don't get is even Jaime's last few games before this benching, those are some of his best games coming off the bench playing with that second unit, right? Like, so I'm very confused of what has Jaime showed that Nico wasn't showing those last few games. But you know what?
Who's in that? Who was in that? I'm just curious though. Who was in that second unit when Jaime came in? Who's that second unit again? That's
it was
Terry.
Love, Jaime, Terry.
Jimmy, and I think it was
Tyler.
Tyler, yeah.
Yeah. Because we need to be honest about these Kevin Love backup 5 minutes that have not looked very good lately.
It's so situational with him.
It is. It is.
I
Like tomorrow, he could look excellent, and then the
Yeah.
next game, he just. But I think
and
you know
tomorrow's
what?
a back to
That's
back,
age.
so he might not even play.
He might not even play. That's just age and attrition. Let's just be honest.
well, and listen, Thomas Bryant the other night lighting up from 3, cooking them Lakers, boy.
I want to interject because we over here talking about efficiency, and efficiency. Who is efficient on this team? Who's the efficient? Nah, that ain't who I'm talking about.
That's your face when you say efficiency.
I'm talking about on both ends of the court.
Oh, listen, we have
let-
not talked about
let me-
Haywood. Listen, we have not talked about Haywood. That
That's what I'm
boy.
saying. That's
that
what I'm
ma-
saying.
He's listen.
He didn't have a good first half too. He really bounced back in the second.
He did.
Well, the thing is, you know what you're going to get from Haywood.
Yeah.
Even though there have been a couple games where he was has been uncharacteristically inconsistent with the ball, just doing some things that just didn't make a lot of sense. I think he had a hurt hand one game. But
he got popped in the jaw.
Yeah. But with Haywood, you just know what you're going to get. To me, if there's any questions, and we can, I do want to talk about the starting lineup a little bit because I think we saw something tonight that might work. But to me, one of the things I think there's 4 guys cemented in your starting lineup right now, and it's Tyler, Bam, Jimmy, of course, and I think it's Haywood. There's 2. We have 2 seasons worth of data that says Haywood works next to Bam, right? But yeah, Tiff, Haywood has just been rock solid. You just know you can count on him you can count on him to defend the best perimeter player on the other team night after night.
And the offense is what's come along because we already knew that defense was going to be there, but it's the offense that I think where Spo said I can't take him out because he can hit the 3.
Yep.
He can hit it. He's wide open. And the one thing I always said that I knew he could do, he's not going to just stand still. If he sees a lane, he's diving to the basket. He will make the pass. He will try to make the play. He stays busy, and that's what I like about him on the court. He doesn't take plays off. He's always moving. He's always trying to either help. Sometimes he overhelps because he sees what we see, so he's doing a little much. But that's also the nature of the beast, where him and Bam are really the 2 that are trying to actually help everybody.
They had a triple team on Tyus Jones at one point in the second quarter. I was like, what the hell are they doing? Anyway, but Franky, it's also nice that Spo got 4 guys he knows he can close with any night, and that 5th guy is situational.
Yeah, it's something that's been lacking, for the most part, because I feel like he had Caleb in that spot the last couple of years, but I feel like if he had a better option than Caleb, he would have gone to it. Especially last year, we talked about this ad nauseum, but that's one of the things where it's roles matter. As much as people want to pretend that roles don't matter, skill sets don't matter, Haywood knows his role, plays to his strengths, and fits. And that's where guys like Drew, who we had too many of those guys last year. We had Drew, Spo being obsessed playing Drew and Kyle together last year. It drove me crazy because I was like, both of those guys just want to pass the ball.
Yeah.
Defense isn't going to respect it. Bam wasn't spacing back then. Jimmy wasn't doing that either. Why are you closing games with those guys? You got one shooter on the court, and but those roles consistently matter. It's over and over and over again. We always do this. We always throw shit at the wall, and then we're like, "Oh, the obvious answer was right in front of us the whole time.
Yep.
We've been asking for this." And Haywood minutes, when he gets DMPs, when every season it happens, DMP coach's decision, and I'm like,
it never makes sense.
He's the constant.
Who's gonna defend guys like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown?
Right.
This is a wing league, right? And so that's what I was screaming when we had the starting lineup of all scorers and all ball handlers. Who's going to defend the best wing on the other team? Someone says again, I'd like to thank Caleb Martin's agent. My God, yes.
He saved the Heat.
Because they didn't trade him at the trade deadline, like I
Yep.
said they should for
They
anything.
should have traded him after the finals, if we're being honest.
After that Eastern Conference Finals outlier performance.
Exactly.
But what I do want, I think we should wrap up. But one of the things I do want to talk about is that closing lineup, right? Because I've said over and over, you guys know I'm leader of the Duncan Hive, okay? And I caught some strays. People were upset at me because I still don't think Duncan should start. Let me preface that by saying I much prefer this starting unit to any of the other trash starting units we've been doing all year long. Okay.
Yeah.
This is preferable, but I think there's one more step to get to. And if we're talking about guys playing roles, there's two things I would like to go to, right? I've been saying I would like to see Kevin Love start next to Bam, especially when you're playing teams with two bigs. And like when that power forward is super dynamic and you need Bam on a Giannis, right? When you need Bam to guard Giannis, let Kevin Love deal with Brook Lopez. Let them slow-footed motherfuckers chase Jared Allen, shit when you're playing Jared Allen and Evan Mobley tomorrow, you don't want Bam worried about Jared Allen and Haywood Highsmith trying to fuck with Evan Mobley,
who's 7 feet tall.
Because you got Donovan Mitchell to worry about too.
You want Haywood on Donovan, exactly. So Kevin Love it would be a really good option there. But we did see a closing lineup. To me, that could potentially one day be a starting lineup. And I know that this means me making an entire 180 on Drew Smith, right? But if you're going to have Tyler Herro as your starting shooting guard, you need somebody out there that can defend. Alf, you can't slander Duncan with all that white in your beard. They've been killing me. They've been killing the beard in the chat. Listen.
I didn't notice it until he said it. I was like,
your mom finds it sexy. But anyway, if Tyler Herro is going to be your starting shooting guard, you need some defense out there. And I love what Drew Smith, just like Haywood, will play that defense and will also stick a three when they have to. So, let's say tomorrow night, you could put Drew Smith on Donovan Mitchell, right? You can say, I'm not gonna read your comment, Leches. But yeah, you can put Drew Smith on Donovan Mitchell. You can put Drew Smith is a good point. That is one of the best point of attack guys we've had for a long time. You got Haywood to guard the wings. I like the idea of Drew Smith as starting point guard next to Tyler Herro. Am I crazy, Tiffany Meeks?
No. And the funniest part is it actually makes Bam's life easier.
Because he doesn't have to run over and help Drew Smith.
Nope. He does not.
He got to run over. They run over to Duncan like their hair on fire.
Oh my God.
when you see that, even though my boy Duncan stripped that boy Devin Booker clean today.
No, he did. He got him.
Got him. And I do think Duncan's defense in the second half was really good, but it's like, Franky, it's smoke and mirrors shit. Like we've always talked about, like this team does a lot of smoke and mirrors nonsense. Like Duncan holding you down on wing defense is smoke and mirrors. Like you really want to, I think if you really want to go at some of these guards, these guard combos in the league, like you need somebody else out there that can really guard, and that's, to me, that's Drew Smith. Yeah,
he's just somebody they can trust reliably, and it gives you more versatility defensively, and he gets you into your sets, he brings the ball up, moves the ball, plays his role, can hit the spot up, so that's enough. That's all you really need. I think that what's really worked offensively with this current starting group has been the offensive movement that Duncan brings. That flow, like I've said this on Blue Sky, but I'm not going to take a lot from these last two games. That's where we've really seen the starting lineup like strive, because the Lakers' effort was with that.
Oh my God!
And today, Suns were 1-7 coming into tonight without KD, so they have their issues. But I love the process of the starting lineup. I think long term and short term, I would really love them to have a two-way point guard to play next to Tyler. We've been saying that like since they wanted to put Tyler in the starting lineup. All right, if you're gonna do that, make it work. Make it work. Give him a complimentary guard that plays off his weaknesses. But they haven't done that. They haven't prioritized that. And I for the time being, if this lineup doesn't continue to work, if it is more smoke and mirrors than we'd like to admit or we'd like to see, I think Drew definitely fits some of the bill, and you can see at least see the idea of why it might work.
And Franky, you were saying this before we got on, that this starting lineup, as much as like I think we've enjoyed it as an alternative to that bullshit like we were watching all year, where the starting lineup had, I think, was one of the worst net ratings on the entire team.
Oh my god, in the league.
In the league, okay, so like your starting lineup has one of the worst net ratings in the entire league. So I think we've been enjoying it, but you pointed out that it has not been that impressive, really.
Yeah, I think John Jablanca tweeted this out earlier today. That before going into the Lakers game, the starting lineup was around neutral, with Duncan and Haywood in there with the big three. And the Lakers game was so bad. Here it is. Now it was in 75 minutes. They were a +0 net rating with a 116.7 offensive rating, which is around a little bit better than average. Once you add the Lakers game, they went to a +8 net rating with a 122.7 offensive rating. That's how we're dealing with a small sample size already, but that's how big that one game juiced those numbers. And tonight's
gonna do wonders as well, because that third quarter. I mean, I think they were
the first quarter too. They were like a +4 pretty well.
They were like a +4, but then in the third quarter, they really, they turned. I mean, it was a 14-2 run at one point.
Yeah.
And then they got them into foul trouble early, which I think is just. I think part of that is just a bad Phoenix team that can't defend without fouling.
Here, I have the numbers. The starting lineup in the third quarter outscored them 25-8.
Jesus.
Tonight.
So yeah, I think, but I like, tomorrow will be a test, right?
Right.
Yeah,
that is a big team coming in, and that is a very, very good team coming in.
They're coming off a win.
They are big and skilled. That's the difference. They're not just big.
Yeah.
Like, they're skilled.
No, I've enjoyed when I've been able to catch Cleveland games. Like, when you talk about roles, someone said offense went from 22nd to 12th after the Laker game, which is that is insane. I don't know if that's true, if he made it up. I don't know if we got ball sack.
It's so believable, though.
It is super believable. Super believable. That shit was crazy. Yo, when Thomas Bryant was out there looking like prime Dirk. Like,
oh my God.
But yeah, like when you talk about the Cavs, man, like the Cavs are just built perfectly. Now I don't know if it's gonna end up being like the Atlanta Hawks those years where they just got run out the building by the Cavs. But like this is a team where you're talking about roles, guys playing their roles, guys knowing exactly what they need to be, who they need to be. They picked up a lot of just really good. I mean, they drafted well, picked up a lot of good role players, got Donovan Mitchell. Like this is a team where, like, listen, if the Heat come out there and get blown out tomorrow,
would you be surprised?
No, it ain't gonna bother me none. But what I will say is that when I saw this 6-game stretch, I think it's a 7-game stretch. I was like, they're about to go 1-6 on this, in these next 7, and they won the first 2. So I'm gonna give them those props, right? Like I thought they were gonna lose to the Lakers, and I thought they were gonna lose to the Suns, and double-digit wins in both of them. So you got to give them some props, even if tonight they were missing Kevin Durant. So. Mm-hmm. I do think I don't know if the Heat have turned a corner or anything, but I will say I've enjoyed watching them over the last week and a half, 2 weeks more than I did before. Tomorrow is a trap game for the Cavs. We're the random scrubs. Yes, we are. We absolutely are.
Yeah, like you said, they have been playing. Most of all, they've just looked more enjoyable. Like to watch, it hasn't looked like they've been stuck in the mud. Part of that has been the defensive they've been playing, but we haven't been clamoring them for 48 minutes to fix shit. Like they fix shit. The
Yeah.
third quarters have been great. Like they've made adjustments. Today you were talking about all those long offensive rebounds on the misses that they were
Yes.
giving up, and that shit closed up. They closed up all the threes and the extra possessions that they were giving up in the first half. Credit to everybody finally boxing out and running to the shooters and
some of
closing
those
out.
were just fluky. It wasn't even boxing out.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like sometimes you watch this team and you watch what happened in the first half, and like, okay, is that real?
Yeah.
Like, okay, if they've scored like 14 points off of really good defensive possessions that ended in a long offensive rebound, and for some reason Grayson Allen, it's like his fucking it's like steroids to him when a long offensive rebound and he can get a three.
Red State Grayson Allen.
Yeah, like he will just they will hit that shot every single time. And if you got 14, 16 points off of that and we're down 5, I feel good going into the second half because that's not sustainable offense, right? So when you watch the game, you can see, okay, well, how's the process been? The process in the first half was actually really, really good. They were just smoking layups.
Oh,
and
my God.
Like they have also Jimmy missed 3 in one possession.
Yeah. And the first 2, they didn't even defend it.
No,
right.
He just hit the bottom of the rim like I would.
Yeah, Kevin Love had a few of those too.
Oh my God, yo, he was so fucking.
He was mad.
I've never seen Spo mad at Kevin Love until he smoked those 2. I saw him like he did one of these, get banned off the bench, and Kevin Love was like but he knew he fucked up. Like, but and Franky, I've been saying it, and everyone thinks I'm crazy. This can't be sustainable. They cannot continue to shoot this poorly at the rim, especially if Josh Richardson and Terry Rozier aren't getting that many minutes. Like something has to change. Like it cannot be this bad all year long. Like first of all, they can't be a 70% free throw shooting team all season.
Oh my God, that's
goodness.
And they can't be 40% at the rim all season. And if those things break slightly towards league average, how many games would they have won already?
A couple already, but I think some of it has been talent. Like obviously Bam has been the biggest issue with the finishing, but like you said, Jimmy smoked some. We've seen Tyler miss some wide open ones too. Like there's a lot of guys on this team that just for some reason or another they just smoked the offensive the easy layups and the tip-ins. Oh my God, I saw somebody on Blue Sky with like, can we just stop taking tip-ins? Or just grab it, and I'd rather you kick it back out to somebody else. I'm tired of seeing the pitter patter.
Up their tipping like numbers for me at one point, and they were like fucking like 5 for like 30 on the year. It's like offensive tiff.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I'm living off of those playing street ball. Like that's the only shot.
It's like we get up there, but we don't know what to do. They just like
just batting
playing volleyball up in there.
And you know what? We have not talked about Tyler Herro at all tonight. Barely. Like they took away the 3. All he did all night was make great decisions. Like took the ball to the rim, finished through contact. Like I cannot say enough about my dog Tyler Herro, who I have been hard as shit on, like for the last few years. And a lot of the time, it wasn't about Tyler; it was about him being miscast in a role that that wasn't really for him. Like I thought he's always been a 6-man, but this year there is no 6-man role for him. Like they need him, like they need a heartbeat. But Tiff, I mean, I can't say enough about what he has done offensively. Like the fact that he's become one of the best 3-point shooters in the league, which Franky, you've been screaming at him to do for years. Like just shoot more. And the fact that he's getting to the rim because now they're respecting that 3-point shot more than ever. Like he's just doing, and then he makes good decisions all game long. And then defensively, my dog is like, listen, he's not good. Don't get me wrong.
He's trying.
The effort, I respect the effort more than anything.
He trying.
Like
he's doing all the. It's like he's doing all the little things that you've been praying for him to do.
Yes.
And, part of that is maturity. Part of that is self-reflection. And part of that is like physically, he's a little bit bigger. Not much, but he is a little bit bigger. So
and he cut his hair.
And he cut his hair.
Him and Drew Smith.
Haircuts do wonders.
Brian Goins used to try to tell us all the time. Like Brian Goins used to try to say, Justice Winslow, once he grew his hair out too long, he was trash, and he was right.
It was hitting it. He was finishing. It was just.
He was out there looking like Alfred Payton.
That's what I was thinking too. but Al, like you said,
Payton
about
can't even get
Tyler,
a job no more.
we've been yelling at him about the mid-range shots. It was his shot selection was so bad. I got on cleaning the glass, 95th percentile in attempts his first year, 92nd, 78, 76, 85th. That's just on the attempts, how many he was taking. The accuracy, 61st percentile, 49th percentile, 61st, 51, 58. He was an average shooter, and the base of his game was that. Yeah. This year, he's in the 4th percentile in attempts for the long mid-range. And now he's in the 92nd in accuracy. Because he's
only taking them when it's a good shot.
Yeah, he's reading the floor so much better. His passing game has improved so much. His reads. He made a left-handed skip pass to the corner, to the weak side corner for Duncan, right in his pocket. He was not doing that when he came into the league. Yeah, like his steadily improvement, and then this whole offseason where he's just like, hey, let me ask the coaches and see what can I eliminate out of my game, what can I improve on, what can I shift the focus on, has completely revamped his game. Just taking better shots makes you a better player. Who would have fucking thought?
Well, I mean, they talked a lot this offseason about shot profile, and it's nobody. Part of it is looking at Terry.
Alf, did you hear this theory that we said in the chat? We've talked about this on a couple of shows. That Tyler saw Terry and he's like, damn, I'm doing the same shit as that. that was his wake up call. He's like, I gotta play better. I gotta play smarter.
When they were like, let me show you what you're doing wrong. And they just showed him video of Terry. They're like, you playing like this. Like he's like, oh snap.
It's like that damn now. Bitch. You living like this, me?
You living like this?
Whole room littered with turnovers.
He's like, you passed up a wide open 3 for a contested fadeaway 2.
Listen, bro, like I just
Chad's saying it's almost worth the first round pick.